spectacular.
Kidding me, Stacks.
The game that never ends.
So today we're going to be talking about the worst roster moves in Rocket League history.
Forklet gave it a look, but now Rapid, one more touch, and he scores!
So the first roster move we're going to take a look at starts all the way back in Season 8 of the RLRS. Now this roster at the beginning of Season 8 consisted of Aeon, Rapid, and Seabass. And this roster actually ended up doing pretty well as they finished second in RLRS and secured themselves a spot in Season 9 of the RLCS. So everything seems to be going perfect for the team, right? They just got second in RLRS, now they have a spot in the next season of RLCS, just everything's going great, right? Well, apparently that wasn't the case, as shortly after, RBG decides to kick Aeon from the roster, and the community is left shocked. Now shortly after this, RBG actually drops their entire roster, and Rapid and Seabass continue under the name Flight and pick up Memory. Now I wouldn't say Memory in place of Aeon is necessarily a downgrade, but the reason for this being one of the worst roster moves in Rocket League is just the situation, and when Aeon was dropped just right after qualifying for RLCS, it's just like something else. But that isn't the end of the story. So Flight had a pretty poor season of RLCS. They ended up going 1-8 and coming in dead last, which resulted in them being auto-relegated to the RLRS. And then after this, Memory decides to look for other options and is currently on the verge of being signed to United, and this leaves Rapid and Seabass looking for a third. And you know, the most crazy part of all this is that Rapid and Seabass end up going back to Aeon and picking him up for this season of RLRS. Now in my opinion, this is just the craziest set of roster moves that I've ever seen. I'm interested to see how Flight's going to do this season. If they make it back to RLCS and they actually play with Aeon, yeah, that would definitely be something to see. So the next roster move we're going to take a look at takes place in Season 7 of the RLCS. So after a pretty good season from Evil Geniuses, Chicago decides to leave the roster and joins G2, replacing Chronovi. After this, Classics and Corrupted G are left looking for a third, and they end up doing something that has never been done before in Rocket League. Trippe from OCE ends up going to EG, and this becomes the first ever cross-region trade in Rocket League. This move was great for the esports scene, but not so great for Evil Geniuses. They ended up going 2-5 in league play and finishing 7th, which resulted in them having to play in the promotion playoff tournament. They ended up not winning a single series in the tournament and were relegated to the RLRS. After this, Trippe moved back to OCE, and Classics and Corrupted G disbanded, forfeiting their RLRS spot. So the last roster move we're going to take a look at takes place in Season 6 of the RLCS. After a 5th place finish in league play from the roster of Sizz, Jacob, and Insolences, Sizz and Jacob end up trying out other options for a third, and they end up deciding on Juro. Now the community was definitely very skeptical when this roster first came out, as Juro had had no previous RLRS or RLCS experience. Now this inexperience definitely showed during the season, as Rogue went 2-5 and finished 7th and relegated to the RLRS. Throughout the whole season, this roster just never really looked like a team, and if you look back at my video, Worst Swifts and Own Goals in RLCS history, like half the video is from this roster. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. I know this video is a little different from what I usually make, so let me know in the comments if you like this type of video or not. And let's try to hit 150 likes, because we've been averaging about 100 on every video. So let's try to hit 150. That'd be great. And I'll see you in the next one.
It was a great shot, and Juro just forcing that ball through. Good things happen.